Welcome to episode 1429 of the Multifamily Collective. This is the Friday edition. It's April 21st, 2023. And I'm very behind on sharing my book recommendations. Typically, I'll read a book and I'll post it out on Instagram or post it out on LinkedIn if it's full of impact, or I think that it's something I should recommend to the community here. But I have a stack of books in front of me, and I just wanted to run through them very quickly. I don't want to make this 27-minute monologue, but book I have read 2 or 3 times now. I can't recall, but it's called The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. This book is phenomenal. I just finished it again recently, and it really is kind of the micro elements, how learning something and breaking it down to sort of its micro level in order to create the repetitions that put things into muscle memory. And he walks through his journey learning chess and his journey of learning I can't remember the name of it. It's a martial art, and forgive me, it's called hands, I think, or something of that nature. Anyway, Josh's journey through learning those two skills. Now he's applying those same sort of macro or micro learning strategies to something called foiling, which is like surfing with the big fin on the bottom of the surfboard. But anyway, great book. I would highly recommend picking that up. Unreasonable Hospitality. This was actually something that I think Mike Wolber shared out a number of months ago, and is the reason I bought the book. So thanks, Mike. This is a fantastic book. And our senior team at Racco Residential actually read this as a group in our book club. So fantastic book. I highly recommend that you pick this up. There are so many great practical and actionable tips as it relates to the restaurant industry and the hospitality industry, but something as things definitely that could apply to the multifamily space. So that's that. Outlive. This is quite the book. Outlive. The Science and Art of Longevity, Peter Attia. I love Peter Attia, but he's dense. I don't mean that as a person, but the way he writes about health and longevity is very, very dense. So get prepared. If you want to read this book, you really have to put in the hours that it takes to get through it. It's some 700 pages, I think, plus minus. But it really does speak to some very important things as it relates to brain health, body, things that sleep, the benefits of sleep, the benefits of nutrition, the benefits of giving up alcohol. But that's one of them. But a lot of things as it relates to avoiding things like Alzheimer's disease and certainly bone crushing disease. One of the interesting things that he shares in this book is the Centurion Challenge. And that is, he gives a list of like 50, 60, 75 things that you want to do when you're older, right? So let's say it's 80, 90, 100 years old. These are things that you still want to do, like picking up a small child, like grandchild, and being able to hold them, or taking groceries out of your car and walking them upstairs. He labels that the Centurion Challenge, and then he tells you, okay, if you want to do these things when you're this age, these are the things you're going to have to do now in order to be prepared to carry those things on. Make your bed. Richard Roos, shout out to you. This is a really quick read. You maybe an hour plus minus to get through this. This is a fantastic book about discipline. Is really what I took away from this, and creating a small win at the beginning of the day. I know that we've talked about this before on Multifamily Collective, but getting out of bed in the morning and making your bed is one small win that creates this sort of flywheel effect, or this inertia that gets you wins. You build on the win of making your bed and so on and so forth to get yourself through a day. But fun read from a former Navy SEAL. I believe a lot of the stories are about going through Hell Week and SEAL training out in San Diego off the shores of South Coronado Island, I believe is what the name of the island is. But anyway, I would highly recommend picking that book up. I'll endorse this again, The Super Fantastic Me from Gary Gregory. Gary Gregory actually now works at Racco Residential, and we're so excited to have him. And his book is a fantastic way to a workbook of self-discovery is the way that I would put that as it relates to your values and sort of mission for your life. So I would highly recommend that book as well. And then the last one I'm going to share today, before we get too long here, Rick Rubin, who is a very celebrated creative and producer out in Hollywood. He's worked with some incredible bands over the years. The Creative Act, A Way of Being. This thing is chunked up into like, let's say 75 chapters, all on the idea, the concept, the philosophies, the world in the world of creativity. Um, I didn't read this like straight through. I just picked this up every now and then and just read a chapter. And it took quite a while to get through it, not because it's a hard read, just because each one of those chapters is sort of a catalyst or prompt for deeper thoughts. So I took time to read this book and journal at the same time, but highly recommend The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. And that is it. I'm not caught up. I still have a whole pile of books in that closet over there that I've read this calendar year that I intend to share in some short snips like this now that this is like 6 minutes long. It's not short anymore. But anyway, I hope you have a great weekend and we will talk to you soon.